Hi, John Lynch here at the Michigan Association of Broadcasters annual Great Lakes Media Show in Lansing. And we're here with Mike Pappas of Orban. Actually, Mike is joining us by way of Skype this afternoon. And we want to talk a little bit about Orban and what's happening with that company, particularly starting off with the unit that we're showing here in the booth for BSW, and that would be the 8600 SI. Tell us a little bit about it, Mike.
Well, thanks, John. Yes, the 8600 SI is effectively a full-blown 8600 FM HD in a 1RU package. We designed it specifically for our European customers who get charged a lot of money per every rack unit that they use at the transmitter site. So they wanted all the horsepower of a full-blown 8600 FM HD in a 1RU package. And that's exactly what you have there with an 8600 SI. Doesn't look like an 8600 FM HD, but it certainly will sound like one. It's in fact, the processing on board is completely identical.
But it's not the same price either.
Well, obviously, because we've got it into a smaller package, there's some savings there that we passed along to the customer.
One of the things, though, that I find at each one of these shows that we do with the 8600 SI, when they realize, hey, it's a full 8600, yeah, and it's less money, yeah, and it's only one rack space, the next thing is sold. That works.
And John, we even have them in inventory, and so do you guys.
What a concept. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about...
The good news is...
Oh, go ahead. Oh.
Yeah, the good news is we're in stock, and we're shipping more than 90% of all orders received within 24 hours of receiving them, and we backstop all the great inventory that BSW has in its giant automated warehouse hidden in some combat bunker in Ohio somewhere.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Now, next question here, Mike. Okay. Michigan is always known for one other thing. It's usually the last show before NAB, the National Association of Broadcasters Annual Convention in Las Vegas, which traditionally is when manufacturers bring out new stuff. How about Orban?
Well, we're going to have a bunch of new products there, mostly new television products, but for the radio folks, we're going to be showing a new AM processor that Bob's been working on for the last 4 or 5 years, and we're going to be running that into a Nautel J1000 transmitter on the show floor, and you'll be able to listen to the new AM processor and compare it to the existing Orban 9400s and 9300s, and we also have a 9100 A, which is the old Orban analog processor, and you'll be able to A, B, C, D, and E those if you want on the show floor. Bob will be doing demos of that technology every day of the show. So it's really nice to have Bob out there, and nice to have new products coming out of Orban Engineering. Like I said, Bob's been working on that project for going on 5 years now, and it's a really, really nice AM processor.
Okay, well, what are we going to notice? Now, not to get into the technicals, but just from a listener standpoint, what are we going to notice differently about this new Orban AM product? Well,
one of the problems that AM is facing is the fact that the band has become very noisy. And the primary causes of that are all the switching power supplies, and like in computers and flat screens and LED lights and CFL lights. And in order to get above that noise floor, you've got to get the audio density way, way up, and you've got to do that in a way that it doesn't create a lot of distortion. Because the last thing you want to do is, we got lots of audio density, and our time spent listening, AQH numbers are not good. So this uses some technology Bob's been working on for a number of years that allow you to get get higher density with a lot lower distortion, and that's really the name of the game. So for AM broadcasters, the ability to increase density and get above the noise floor and do that while with lower distortion is a really good trick. I was going to say something else. The other thing is that you want to only transmit the amount of bandwidth that your listeners are capable of receiving. And considering most all AM listening is done in automobiles, and most of those have a 4.5 kilohertz bandwidth, you want to kind of tighten that up and put as much energy as you can in the available bandwidth for the receiver. And this box allows you to do that.
Sounds like it's about time to make AM great again.
I'm really thinking so. I've been listening to that prototype for a while, and it's a very impressive piece.
Well, as a former AM broadcaster myself, I'd love to see it happen and get a nice improvement going on the AM band, a very valuable band that unfortunately in some cases being underutilized right now. Maybe this can help change that.
Well, we can hope. Every time there's some sort of a natural disaster, the first thing that happens is everybody goes out, gets in their car, and dial up the AM band to the 50 kilowatt flamethrower in town, because that's where you get all the real news and information. And AM still provides a very critical communication outlet in times of emergencies and natural disasters.
And of course, next month at the NAB convention, or NAB show as they call it, in Las Vegas, there will be an Orban booth, but there will be a lot of Orban product in the BSW booth in Central Hall as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a whole kiosk at the BSW booth, and we'll be showing a plethora of Orban technologies there.
Looking forward to it. Mike, thanks so much for the visit here at Lansing, Michigan at the Great Lakes Media Show, and we'll see you next month in Las Vegas.
You got it, John. Thanks.